I don't really know what I believe, and I don't think I care.
Because if you have no need, you have no reason to listen to the gospel. A full-time vocational minister.
There are a lot of people who are like more progressively Christian or grew up more progressive who are able to reconcile some of those things with their faith because they're not taught the world is black or white and those are your two options.
Christianity is like a Jenga tower. Once you remove the bottom blocks, the whole thing comes crumbling down.
Yeah, and like we're never gonna understand an all-powerful deity.
Hey, I'm Collier, and this is the Hopefully Wondering podcast. We are a post-church podcast where we talk about our lives in ministry, after, and everything beyond. We touch on topics of spirituality and life and adventure, exploring things that we weren't allowed to explore in the past and where that's led us now. And I am joined by my co-host,
Elijah. Collier, what'd you think about our new intro? It actually was on the last episode too, but this is the first one we recorded with it. But
yeah, this new intro is sick. I love it. I feel like it embodies what our podcast is about. So, Elijah, great job on that. Pulling all those clips and editing that.
No. That's the easy part. You listen to all the episodes to find the clips, which is the hard part.
That can be painful. I know. We have a lot of episodes now, so sorry if you're someone that listens.
You made it really easy. What's like our essentials? What's our essential episodes like? My deconstruction, your deconstruction.
For sure. I mean, our top ones are by far the most listened to is the Hillsong Scandals one.
Yeah.
And yeah, our deconstruction revisited is cool. Having Derek Myers on from Your Favorite Heretics was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all of our guest episodes are just like so interesting because they have so many different perspectives. So if you're new here, go check those out. Yeah, we got a lot. So sorry if you're someone who's listened to all of them and had to endure this for so long. One of such listeners is actually joining us today. Somebody that
our number one
they've
fan
listened to everything. Yeah, apparently, probably number one listener if I had to guess. It is now, Simon Hall.
Simon, do you listen on Apple Music or Spotify?
I'm a Spotify guy for life.
Great. Yes. Good.
Sorry,
pumping those numbers.
That's my shtick. Indeed. I love Spotify for the Spotify Wrapped. It's my favorite.
Dude, you can tell.
Yeah, we so I started doing a D&D campaign with Elijah this year, and to get you in the mood for D&D, you usually put on some medieval type of music. So all of our Spotify wrapped from everybody in the Zoom list that was listening together. All of us, like our top artist was this dude. I forgot his name.
Jeremy Soule, the guy who wrote the Skyrim soundtrack, was everyone's number. Yeah. I fucked everyone's Spotify.
That's so good. I think I remember seeing something like that on someone's Instagram. Maybe it was the. Can y'all hear this paper?
Yes, but it's okay.
A little bit. It's fine.
All right, sorry. Hold on. I think that's the end of that. Sorry. No, I think I remember hearing someone talk about that on someone's Instagram story or something about how maybe it was Elijah's. I don't know, because Collier, I'll be honest, I don't know if I follow you on Instagram.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we might. I don't post that much. I don't think you do either. So.
I don't know. But anyways, I remember seeing something about medieval music and about D&D, and it rings a bell. So I think that's something.
It's probably either me or Tom.
It might have been Tom. I really don't know. But also, we talked about this before we got on the podcast. Back to the Kaiju night.
Yeah.
So seeing you all, first of all, was so fun and awesome because I had never seen you or Tom out in a bar environment ever.
I know.
That was before I knew about this podcast. So I'll be honest, I was like, what are they doing here? Not in like a bad way, but I was like, oh, yeah. Lord, they're here.
Oh shit, they're cool now.
No, not even that.
Well, Kaiju's a cool bar too. Like the
is cool, yeah.
The standard, like white East End Christians don't go there.
No, and so there's no disrespect here what I'm saying at all, by the way. I didn't mean it like that. But my favorite part, I think you said that it was your girlfriend's birthday.
Yeah.
So I saw you and Tom there.
Yeah.
And y'all came and said, "What's up?" And you went and sat down at this table. And so I had no idea what the context was, why you guys were there. And then all of a sudden, all these girls come and sit down next to you guys. And I was like, what is going on? This is insane. Because, I knew you from like forever ago.
It was like Rachel, Tanya, Taylin, Ellie. It was so many people.
I didn't know any of them, but literally so many people came and sat down. And I was like, for karaoke. And I was like, what is this? Is wild. This is awesome. Cool.
Dude, we smashed the karaoke there. We love it.
Yeah.
I sang What a Beautiful Name one time.
Oh my god. At Kaiju. Yes.
Oh, you're a sicko.
This fucker thought like it was the funniest thing in the world. He thought it was so funny.
Brother,
So
you're
good.
fucking insane.
Who is it that does the tech, runs karaoke?
The DJ?
Eliza.
Eliza.
Yeah.
Eliza was like, oh my god, I'm cured of my gayness.
Yes. No, dude, Eliza's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, Eliza's amazing.
Well, that was my immediate thought when you were like, I did What a Beautiful Name. I was like, oh, what did Eliza think?
Oh, they were
cool as hell.
They were on the same break. Like,
I think
that's
I
awesome.
mean Eliza might have been one of the only ones that recognize it as sarcasm. I hope, because like I'm still so scared that they all think we're like those people that are trying to minister at a karaoke night.
I highly doubt it.
I mean, at that point we were regulars. We would go like every week when he did that. So
oh, I love that. I love that so much. I need to ask Eliza about that.
yeah. Oh,
Next time I see
definitely.
them.
I'm sure that Elijah. I'm sure they will remember. Yeah. So Simon, we wanted to get into a little bit, just like very, very brief. Who are you? Let's start with your go-to karaoke song or what you sang at Kaiju that night.
Oh, dude. Well, that night lately, okay. For the longest time, I think probably that night, my go-to song was "Break Stuff" by Limp Bizkit.
yeah.
It's a
Good.
crowd favorite.
Okay.
I don't know why. But as of now, it's been "Roses" by Outkast as well, and "Second Chance" by Shinedown. Those three are my trifecta.
Nice.
I think you sang Shine Down maybe that night.
Did I sing Shinedown? I don't know. I
Maybe.
feel like it was Limp Bizkit.
Maybe it was Limp Bizkit. I was a little gone. I don't remember.
Oh, I was buzzing for sure.
Yeah, we having a good night.
I know. I was talking to you. I was like, "Oh, what up?"
Yeah, what up, bro?
I was having a ball. But typically, so I like doing. So my shtick has been going to the same karaoke bar every week, and even if I stay for one song, don't even get a drink. I just want to be that dude that sings the same song every week.
Yes.
And I want people to feel just like, dude, this dude does this song every week. Get him out of here. Something about that sounds so funny, and especially like Limp Bizkit. I don't know why. That's like nobody cares about that band, but because I think they're awesome, but they suck apparently, quote unquote. But yeah, I don't know. I just love trolling everyone with new metal or butt rock or dad rock.
But
Yes. Butt rock is honestly the best karaoke though. Everyone
it is.
loves
It's
it.
so fun. Yes.
Yeah.
People think of it as ironic. It's not ironic to me. I'm all in there.
I love it though. Committed to the bit like 100%.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Well, give us like a little short rundown of who you are, and then we're gonna quiz you on the hot seat, and then
Yes.
we will get more into it. So
Cool.
yeah, who are you? How do you know us?
Well, I'm Simon. We grew up going to the same homeschool co-op / Kentucky mega church together, playing in the worship team. Collier, me and you, we grew up because our brothers played soccer together at CUC.
Yeah, so we were close since like 6th grade-ish, 5th grade,
Sixth
maybe?
grade. I think that we became friends when I was in 6th or 7th grade because I think you're a year younger than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we started talking and hanging out then. Then I know Elijah. I don't know exactly where we met. I mean, I know that it was Southeast, I'm sure, in the worship team, but I can't
that's
say
probably
the time or
it.
the date. Yeah, but so we grew up playing music. It might have been playing. You want to get up here? Get on screen.
Then we play like a middle school summer camp.
I think it was elementary. With the
Elementary.
Knights. There was the Knights.
Yeah.
Yes. When what's the dude's name? Jonathan something. He was the intern.
Herd
no.
clots.
Yes. He
Oh,
was the intern. Yeah. No. No. And do you want to be down here? Yeah, calm down. I know she's fine. Sorry, my dog and my child are down here.
Oh.
But anyhow, hold on. Where was I at? Well, we met there, or had met prior, but we got closer there because we were goofing off, running around Country Lake at nighttime, acting a fool, and then kept going, playing in the worship team. Sir, no.
Well, I mean, this is a four-way interview now. You want to introduce us?
Do I? Oh, just say. Oh, yeah. Well, Elijah, Collier. This is Sage.
Hi, Sage.
Hey, Sage.
Sage, say hello.
Hiya.
Say, how you doing?
I do.
Oh, good. How you doing?
How you doing?
I do.
No.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Okay, great.
Good. Say good.
Do.
Sage just turned 3 last
like it.
Saturday. It's
Wow.
his birthday. I gotta
amazing.
finish talking to them, okay? You play with your toys? All right, love you. Anyways,
My heart.
forgive me. He rules. So Country Lake did that thing. Then kept going throughout the years of like hanging out, playing the worship team. But we never really hung out.
Yeah.
Collier, I don't know when we like stopped hanging out.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it was around when we got into high school. We kind of actually, no, Simon, I think the last time that we were really hanging out like all the time was in a group with Elijah's ex, actually.
with the ex.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
ex?
Oh,
yeah, with
okay.
the ex.
What were you guys doing?
The ex-wife. We were
the
just hanging
literal
out,
ex-wife?
you know. Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
know.
I think it was
I
like
got it, buddy.
yeah, it was like maybe your all's 9th grade year, my 8th grade year, something like that. I don't know.
Yes.
We hung out like every day for one summer. Like we hung out all the time.
A memory popped up on my Facebook not too long ago of we were at the 'cause I dated Rachel Gore. I don't know
Yeah.
if she listens to this podcast. Whatever her. Anyways, I was literally 15 years old. But we were at the pool at her neighborhood pool.
Oh yes, yeah. That was a fun day.
That
yeah.
was a great day. Oh, top.
That was
top
so
50
fun. I
for
remember
me.
that. That was a really
Top-
good day. Yeah.
Yes. But forgive me. Where were we going with that? Sorry, I'm
We're
trying
just-
to like
No, that's
not
good. Like
dismiss
that's
a child.
yeah. That's how you met us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, as time goes on, people just fall off.
Yeah.
Not that you're not friends or anything, but fall off. But since then, I guess as to who I am now, well, I went to college, graduated college. Now I work at a barbecue restaurant as the assistant manager, excuse me. And I ride bikes and play drums, and that's about it. That's
I love
kinda,
it.
That's kind of who I am.
Yeah.
Bikes have been the new thing for me.
Yeah. So when you
in the
say
last-
bikes, so what type of biking? Like street biking, tricks, mountain biking?
bicycles, like road biking.
Mhm.
I want to try tricks so bad, but I'm too afraid to get hurt.
Yeah.
Mountain biking's the next step. I'm saving up for a mountain bike. But really, I like fucking around in traffic and trying not to get hurt. I've had some gnarly wrecks just from riding in the street. I got hit by a car a couple weeks ago, or rather,
my
a car
God, really?
a car hit me.
Yeah.
Yes. There was a red light coming up, and I guess I was going
Mhm.
too slow for them, and they just ran right into me. But
Oh, like into your back?
yeah, but I got back up and then got to the red light where they were, and I knocked on the window. I was like, "What are you doing?" And they didn't roll the window down, and they just
Yeah.
like
What the hell?
took off. And I was like, "What are you?" I'm but a man. I'm just trying my best. I'm on the way to work.
Lawsuit.
What is going on?
Fucking sue him.
I should have taken a picture of the license plate, but I didn't.
I
It's
know you
fine.
probably could have. Yeah, you probably could have got something or whatever.
I was joking around with my girlfriend Paige, and I was like, I need to get a gun because I could have pulled a gun out and been like, knock on the window with it. It would look hard as hell. But then she was like, you don't know what they have. They might have just shot you. And I was like, it'd been fine. She's absolutely right. But I was like, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so lately, yeah, drums and bikes and work. And being a dad takes up all my time, and it's great.
You've grown into the mustache. I'm not worthy of mine.
You are.
Yeah,
No,
that's a good mustache though.
Thank you, but don't say that, Elijah. No, it looks incredible. Looks incredible.
Yeah.
Are you 25, Elijah? You're
I
24.
think so. I think I'm 25.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm 25.
No, I know, same. I forget.
I know that's
But no, so I didn't try a mustache, but when I did grow a beard, when I shaved, I was like, let's see how this looks, and I could not do it at all. It was not it on me. So no, you two have beautiful mustaches.
Thank you. But you should try it again. I don't know. That's how I felt too at first.
Next time I might.
Come
yeah.
on,
It's
Collier.
like-
Join the crew.
It's like growing out your hair long. It's got to look bad before it gets good.
See, I'm about to grow out my hair really long, so I might try to do the whole white Jesus thing for a little bit.
Nice.
See if I can.
I dare you.
Yeah.
You. Let's do it.
I like your mustache, Simon, because it's so wide. It's just good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I remember when I was 19 or 20, the girl I was dating at the time got me mustache wax to like curl it, and I did that unironically for a while. No hate or judgment, but for me, it did not look good, and for who I am, it doesn't make sense. But I still tried to do it because I was like, "Oh, this is it." And I see pictures, and I'm like, "You're an idiot. What are you doing?" Maybe it's my bias, but like, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing, dude? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, so Simon, you grew up in our church with us, and so you know that what we would do all the time whenever we had a special guest preacher in youth group is a little game called the hot seat. So I'm assuming you're pretty familiar with it.
I think so. I don't know the questions, but I'm familiar. I'm going to do my best to answer fast.
All right, yeah. No, we were just talking about getting back to that because Elijah and I have been like making this game so long that it takes up like half the episode sometimes. So we're gonna do some fast,
fun, though.
fast
I
questions,
love it.
fast answers.
Oh,
it
it's so
is fun. I love it too. So I don't know if you're listening to this, like message us if you want us to keep doing it really long. I don't know. We'll see.
I know. I enjoy it.
Okay. Just answer. First thing pops in your head, no thoughts.
Oh, God. All right.
Okay. Elijah, you want to start?
Simon, if there were 25 hours in the day, what would you do with the extra hour?
I would bike.
Committed.
That's true. I would.
Simon, what's your favorite Halloween costume that you've worn?
That I've worn?
Yeah.
Either Darth Maul when I was like 2 or Gumby when I was 13.
Gumby?
Dude, I remember your Gumby suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
That shit was awesome.
That was so good.
I don't know where it is or who has it, but it's still around somewhere.
What's the worst job you've ever had? And I think I know the answer, but I want to hear it.
Panera Bread was really bad.
Oh,
What did you think it was?
I thought you were going to be like, when I worked at Little Caesars in fucking Washington.
No. Actually, that was the best job I have ever had. I talk about that all the time. That job.
You
ruled.
drove so far to come to like my house. Dude, he lived in Louisville and he would drive out to the Little Caesars by my parents' house.
But dude, if I could make what I'm making now, I would have never left. For real. I was with my bros, my friends from school. And none of my friends from school lived near there, but for some reason we all worked there.
That's so weird.
It was insane, but we had so much fun because our shift manager was our friend who was our age. So we would close every night. So like, but we got the job done, but there was like zero stress. It was awesome.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that was the best
like
job
that.
I ever had. Best job.
When your friend's the boss, it makes it so much better.
Yeah.
That's literally why I'm going back to night shift.
Nice.
Yes. Moving to controversial, Simon, dogs or cats?
Dogs. I'm allergic to cats.
Ooh, okay, well that's a good reason. Yeah. I'm allergic to both, so
Well, I also like I don't know, cats always run away, and dogs are like, I wanna cuddle. Although, don't cancel me, anybody, but I think that I'm an abusive dog owner verbally, not physically, because this morning, so I wake up first in my house, and today I woke up at 6 a.m. on my own. I'm an adult and just got up.
So, oh
And
God.
I know it sucks. My dog saw me wake up and she was like, "Oh, you're up. It's time to play." And I'm still laying in bed. And then she starts jumping on me, and I literally said, my dog's name is Pretzel. We rescued her. We didn't name her. It's a silly ass name. I said, "Pretzel, I will fucking kill you." And honestly, because I just woken up, I think there was some like truth to that. I think I would have. And my go-to is always, I will beat the shit out of you. Do I ever do it? No, of course not.
No.
I love my dog.
And she doesn't know what you're saying. She just heard blah, 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 blah.
Well, thank you for validating me. Yes.
That's you should abuse your dog in a baby voice, because I've heard that they do differentiate between baby voice and they like.
Yes. So my girlfriend, I think I'm being like tough and hard as hell, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting stern." And then she's like, "No, you're not. You sound like a child." So maybe I do have the fucking baby voice of my dog. I don't know, but she still loves me. It's okay. She's down here right
Simon,
now.
What is the most memorable show that you've ever played?
In a good way or bad way?
I think it depends on how good or bad it is, whichever one.
Yeah.
How long do we have for a story?
We can take a couple minutes.
All right. I'm gonna make it
Yeah, we can do
fast.
story time, sure.
Most
Good or bad?
memorable. This is the worst show I've ever played. It's not even a show, really. So the girl I dated in all throughout high school, not Rachel Gore, but the girl after her. I shouldn't stop.
You were
name
hopping
dropping that.
around, dude.
I know it sounds bad. Forgive me if you're listening. God, I'm being so goofy as hell right now because I know that you know her. Anyways, so the girl I dated in high school, her mom was a devout Catholic, and Father Maurice, the priest of her church, was like, "Hey, your daughter's boyfriend plays drums, right?" And then she was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do you think he would play a gig at our church?" Then she asked me, I was like, "For sure." She's like, "It's paid." And I was like, "Oh, definitely, of course." I was 18. And it was a polka mass. Polka music.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, apparently he told me that polka is a big thing in the Catholic Church. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. That's what he told me. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. It's paid, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I get there at 2 p.m. I'm setting up masses at 5. And we rehearse, and the band is taking shots of the communion wine with. They don't let me have any because I'm 18. They're like, "Oh, you can't have any." And then we play the mass, and no one is enjoying this. The audience is like, "What is going on? This is stupid." So I was lied to. Also, by the way, the they didn't even give me a CD. It was a DVD of a mass they had played of the set we were going to play. So they didn't give me any songs.
Wow.
They were like, "Here's a DVD, learn the songs." Absurd. And then so we get done, it's like 5:45, 6. And then I was like, "Oh, y'all, that was really fun. Cool. It was nice to meet you guys." And they were, "Oh, we're not done. We're going to the gym to have a little reception. We got to set up over there." I was like, "Why couldn't we just do the mass over there? What are we doing?" So we go and do the stupid reception. I'm still not feeling good. It sucked. And then the end of the night comes. Also, side note, keep in mind they had $1 hot dogs. just back pocket
Okay.
that.
It's like Costco up in this bitch.
Yes, but back pocket that one. So we're done playing finally, and I'm loading my drums up. I finally get the drums in my car, and then I'm going to like find where my payment might be. I can't find Father Maurice anywhere, and then finally I find him, and he's like, "Oh, Simon, man, thanks so much for playing." And he like slides me money real slick, like the cool way. And
Oh, no.
at the time I was like, I'm going to be respectful and not count this right now. And I'm going to just go to my car and count it. And so I got there at 2. This is like 10:30-ish.
Oh my god!
So like
it's a
8.5
whole
hours.
shift.
Like 8. Yes.
Yeah.
And I counted it. It was $19.
19.
Now, I understand being underpaid. However, in my brain, he had a $20 bill to give me, but he wanted a hot dog.
No.
I cannot confirm.
No.
That's
But he gave
a
me
good theory.
$19.
Yeah.
That was insane. So worst gig I've ever played.
Oh, God.
But most memorable. It's funny.
That is like disrespect.
That's
I
so
know.
funny.
I
Oh.
was fuming. And
Yeah.
I was fuming, but I didn't say anything because I was like, Father Maurice is cool as hell because he was
Well,
cool as hell.
Have you?
I mean, he seems cool if he's like, yeah, doing the communion wine shots
Insane.
and having polka wine, like polka night at mass. That's like, who
The
does that?
band was crazy because then they were from like Milwaukee, and they were going back to his house to party. I remember they said
God.
that. They were, yeah, we're going to party at Father Maurice's house. So who knows what they were doing? I don't know. But maybe I'm just mad because I wasn't invited to the party.
Yeah. This is like an ad for Catholicism now. Like,
For real.
go join Father
Maurice.
Maurice's church. Like, I would love that. Yeah.
For real. Oh man. But he was cool. He was cool as hell.
Mm-hmm.
He was a cool dude.
You and Tom would vibe so hard now.
I know. Listen to the podcast, and seeing his tweets, I know we'd vibe so hard.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
All right. So back to hot seat. Simon, who was your first celebrity crush?
What's her name? Anna Sophia Robb from Bridge to Terabithia. I know I'm 25.
Bridge to Terabithia.
That sounds weird as hell, but that movie came out when I was a child,
Yeah.
and she was older than me.
Yeah.
She's my favorite, or my childhood crush. Yes, sir. Yes. No, you have the rope on her. Sorry. I can't call her. I'm on the phone. I gotta tell her. Pretzel.
Hey girl, are you Bridge to Terabithia? Because you making this kid cry.
Damn. I was not ready for that. Dad.
It's like worst pickup
Yeah.
lines.
Yo, I don't want to get on a tangent, but that shit was the worst as a
It was
child.
bad.
I was like, hey buddy. No, we're not doing that. I'm on the phone, okay?
Yeah.
I'm on the phone, okay?
Really embarrassing confession. I never saw that movie.
Oh fuck, dude!
Yeah.
Don't watch it now. I mean,
Well, I was like, I wanted to go back and watch it, but then I was gonna watch it with Michaela, and she was like, "No, it's too sad. Are you kidding me? We're not gonna
it's
watch that."
terrible.
Yeah.
Simon, what's been your most embarrassing date? And don't give me the one story.
Dude, I almost told that on Valentine's Day at a bar. I was at Pines and Union, and they said they were doing like open mic best breakup stories, and I almost told that as a joke. But I was
They
like,
would have hated you.
I know. I even texted Cameron Rich, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm about to do this," and then he was like, "I love that you're about to do this," but something in me just couldn't do it, so I didn't do it.
Damn.
But my most embarrassing breakup story, is that what it is?
Yeah. What's your worst date?
Worst date.
Most embarrassing date. Worst date.
Well, I've never had like an embarrassing one, but I remember I got out of. I've dated quite a few girls, but only
Yeah,
had a
you
few-
have.
but only had a,
Just kidding.
only had a few like long-term relationships.
Right.
So I just got fresh out of a long-term relationship. And then I was like trying to, I guess, get back out there. And I like matched with one of my old coworkers on Tinder. And then she was cool. I thought she was hot. And then we made plans to like go get drinks. But it was at like 5 p.m. And I don't know, it wasn't vibing. It not at all.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that was on me for like planning what was going on. I'm sure. Well, yes, I'm sure it is because I was not like, let's get dinner. I was like, let's get drinks at 5. And then
Happy
I was
hour,
like,
I guess. I don't know.
but it was happy hour. But I was like, I'm leading the conversation right here. She's like not saying anything. So by like 6:30, I was like, all right, well, hey, this was fun. We should do it again sometime. And then she actually ended up hitting me up again, and about to for a second date. And I was like, oh no, sorry, I'm not feeling it. So, yeah, that did not end. But I'm glad because my friend told me that she was absolutely insane.
Dodged a bullet.
Yes, yes, yes. So, anyways,
All right. In your opinion now, what is the like famous worship band that you still like that still goes hard?
oh, dude.
Well, even if not still, like at least in nostalgia, at least in your memories.
Well, no, I thought about this. It was oh, hold on, let me pull it up. It was I've actually been on like a worship music kick. I don't know if it's for nostalgia or what. But specifically Hillsong United, the I Heart Revolution live album.
Okay.
Man, what's the opening track on there? I fucking lost. I was doing dishes, fucking lost my mind to The Time Has Come. I remember that song.
Yeah.
The fucking bass line, the little bass solo, and then that guitar solo that's like just an instrumental, but like I'm a sucker for like I love shredding solos, but the solos that are so like in my brain simple and they're just like kind of playing the lead lines, but like up on a scale. Oh my god, I was doing dishes, losing my mind. It was fucking awesome. And then what else though? There was something else. Oh well, also honestly, this might be kind of cringe, but
there are some good songs on that actually. Yeah.
yeah,
Wow,
dude,
I'm looking through the list.
Solution. Wow. I think it's the last song on that album. Man, just the drums on that, I still freak out. It's genius writing, honestly. Just coming humbly. Oh man, but this is definitely nostalgia for me. Just from where I was at when I started playing the song at church. But Hillsong Young and Free, Youth Revival live album that had This Is Living, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And then I don't know, dude.
Song, honestly.
I listen all the time to When the Fight Calls. That's a song when I get stressed out, I still find comfort in. I don't know if it's God speaking to me. I have no idea, but I think it's more of like a nostalgia. Like I feel anchored with that song because like when I was playing that song live, that's what I was thinking about. It got me through some like tough times in my life just to like beat the shit out of some drums and then also like be playing to that song. And I had a cool moment with my sister with that song when she started playing keys. But it's very comforting. It's like a little blanket. But also like the drums are so fun to play because the groove is just so in the pocket. It's just laid back if you play it right.
If you play it, that's the key.
That's the key. They won't tell you that. But yeah, no, those two songs for sure.
Yeah.
Or I guess
honestly, I wonder if drums is like one of the best instruments to play in the worship band because I feel like they had some really cool drum beats sometimes, or at least like if not hard, just some very fun ones.
There's so much to do with it. And the best part was that
because like for keys, bass, it was always like you're doing nothing. You're doing like the absolute minimum just to create space, which is like neat musically, but it's
I disagree with the keys if you play them right.
Okay.
Sure. With drums, it was like less is more, obviously. And they were very, at Southeast specifically, it was very strict on like, if you can't do more, do less, because that's going to do more in the long run, if that makes sense. But if you knew your craft and could do more with that groove you were in, oh my God, it was so fun. And I never got to the point where I could do like an absurd amount of extra stuff, but the little bit of extra stuff I did on top of the groove, oh, it was fun. And I'm sure no one noticed because I remember I was looking around to like everyone on stage, like, did y'all hear that? And then no one ever looked at me, which is, I guess, a cool thing in church. But also, I was like, I need validation. That was cool as hell. You're not hearing this? What are you doing? You not listening? But anyways, yeah. But no, I loved playing drums in church. It was so fun. And if nothing else, it was like at least practice once a week. Even if we were in the service, I was still playing at least once a week.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Now hardly ever play drums.
Dude, I miss that so much. Like I try to play like every once in a while, but like not nearly as much as I did, which was at least once a week.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
that not to get too far away from the hot seat, but I think at that point, I don't know where this comes from. Maybe you all can chime in, but like I feel like there was such a stress on like you gotta be good. So therefore it's like I gotta practice during the week. Otherwise they're gonna cut me from the team. Which only makes you better as a player, but also it's a wild mentality for church music.
Yeah.
That's how I felt, at least.
True.
I don't know.
I think I can see that. The only reason I think that I didn't feel that way is because I was like singing and playing acoustic, so it wasn't really as much about like how good I did musically as how like charismatic I was and how good I looked, you know, like how
Oh, sure.
and I was like, that I don't need to practice for that. That's like that comes on stage in the morning. Like that's the only time that I'm showing off is like if I didn't practice, all I had to do was be led by the Spirit, you know, and just like go harder in the leadership aspect. So
Yeah. I remember so when I first started playing specifically in Collide, it's old school.
Yeah.
I was like a freshman in high school. I would like mess up and I'd be like to Ryan Post, like, sorry, man, my heart wasn't in the right place. I'm sorry. But then as I got older, I'd be like a junior or senior in high school. I'd be like, sorry, man. Yeah, I was just worshiping. I wasn't caring. And like, but I wasn't worshiping. I was just like, yeah, I messed up. But like, I'm finding any excuse I can to stay on the team, I guess.
Right. You can I mean, this is going to be a hot take, but you can kind of manipulate the situation a little bit with that.
Oh, definitely. And then maybe they saw right through that manipulation, but either way, I don't know. I was still on a mission to stay on the team.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny because like you were clearly the best one, honestly. Like
You were.
no, like everyone knew it. There was always a difference when like Simon was playing drums versus like everyone else, especially in Collide. Like we would always like there was a difference, you know.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's more your own head getting at you, I'm sure, than reality.
Oh, definitely. Because I knew how they thought. I was like, yeah, man, you fuck up once,
True,
and then
yeah.
you could be off the team.
No,
scheduled it
yeah.
like way less. Because at that time, I was scheduled like twice a month, which is not a lot, but there were some people that were scheduled every other month, and I was like, I don't want to be scheduled every other month, so I got to stay on top of it. But then it came to bite me in the ass later, which we could get into later in the podcast if you want, to where I was like playing all of the time and getting burnt out on everything. But anyways.
Yeah.
I'm
let's do
excited
a few more quick hot seat questions. Just really
sorry.
fast
I know we
ones,
want to
maybe
hear
our-
about that.
Maybe our regular ones. Yeah, then we'll get into it because I'm excited about the rest of your story. Yeah.
I don't remember whose turn it is. I think it's mine.
Yeah.
I didn't have a question. I don't have a question. Hold on. Give me a second. Wait.
No, you got it.
I'm gonna.
you got it.
What?
Ask one of the
what's
legacy
your-
ones or something.
Okay. Just okay. What's your favorite flavor?
My favorite flavor,
Yeah.
beer.
That's our best answer yet.
Let's go.
I didn't want to ask flavor of what.
Yeah. No,
That was my first question.
I like
what's your go-to shitty beer?
Oh, dude. My favorite beer of all time is Old Milwaukee. That is the shittiest of shitty beers.
Is it? Okay.
I think it's, well, not quite shittiest of shitty beers, but I think it's discontinued now. I have not had it in some time. I can't find it anywhere.
No.
But PBR is my go-to.
Have you had a light beer from Kaiju?
Oh, Narragansett?
Yeah, Narragansett.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that beer.
I fucking love it.
It's
and
so
it's
refreshing.
$3.
Listen.
Yes.
When I show up to Kaiju, my order immediately is a shot of well bourbon and then Narragansett.
Narragansett light
I
beer.
never change.
Amazing.
Never
Dude, that
change
shit
in
is
that.
good.
It is. It for light beer, it is flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
My God, I'm drinking the Coors Light right now. And I love Coors Light. Don't get me wrong, But Narragansett is supreme of light beers.
Supreme. I'm done, Collier. You can, yeah.
All right, let's see. Simon, what is one question that you would ask God?
Oh, fuck. You went straight for the kill, dude, on that one.
Now I gotta think. Oh man, because I'm asking God.
I mean,
You ruined the game,
if you want
Collier.
to.
I don't know. Why do Christians hate gay people? I don't know. I don't know. Probably something along those lines, honestly, not to get like too heavy too fast, but like realistically, like that's what I would ask for sure. Like, why do Christians hate trans people? Or like, why do they not like care about people's rights? Why is it solely on like what the Bible is, quote unquote? I don't know. I don't know. Probably why. I don't know.
No, totally.
I think you're getting to like a deeper question there because like
why is the Bible so? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I was like,
yeah, help me.
Really,
Help me.
what you're like asking for me is like I kind of understand why God may not hold the general populace to his Christian standard because they don't worship him. But like, why does he let his chosen flock go around being dicks and not have anything to say to them about it?
But also,
yeah, if he talks to them currently, then why?
Yeah, but also why? I don't know. This is something I wrestle with a lot. Is like, if God is a God of love, and we have people in the Bible that have written letters to random cities, why is that the word of God or is that the word of man? So why is that what we should abide by? Because they are but men as well. So if God is God of love, why should gay people not get into heaven, or why should trans people not be able to get into heaven? I don't know. It's a mindfuck, man. I don't know. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff I have not processed with the Christian church, and this is one of them, which I think caused me to walk away, because I do believe that everyone will get into heaven, whether you're gay or trans or black, white, whatever. I don't think God gives a shit about that. He's like, I love you for who you are. You're my child, and I made you a certain way. You feel these ways, so go be that way. I don't know. Is that weird? I don't know.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, that's such a valid question. I think that's like what's led to a lot of people questioning some things, because like you question that, and that's not a core foundational thing, but then you're like, well, why is that? Like, why is it that so much of the Christian church is like that? And if God wanted us to know, like, if his word is, if the Bible is his word, then like, why did he make it so confusing and so open to so many different interpretations? Like, why wasn't it preserved well enough to like know what it truly said at the start in the first place? Like, so that leads to a lot of questions that are like, why? Maybe this whole thing that I've been fed is a little made up, and like, not to mean that like that entirely the God's made up, but just it questions why, like, if the very clear, clean path from like God's Genesis 1 to now, like, to make that such like an easy path of like, this is how it happened and everything is very clean and straightforward, but it's not. Like, it's so messy along the way.
Definitely. And I was raised, and then I think that I've heard sermons on this. I know my dad talked about it a lot, but like from Genesis to what is the first chapter in the New Testament?
Matthew 1.
Matthew. Thank you. It was like from Matthew 1 back doesn't matter because the new covenant has happened. So if that's the case,
interesting.
That I don't know if that's even real or not. But if that's the case, then like Jesus preaches like love everyone, just as love yourself. If you love me, you love God, you're good. Then why the fuck are people mad at gay people of all things? There's so many worse things to be mad at.
Because Paul said some shit. because
But Paul's but a man.
Paul's-
and a
Yeah,
shepherd.
Paul's a man, and the shit he said was misinterpreted too a lot of times. So like, yeah,
I mean, you're calling into question the core doctrine of the faith. So if you don't have like an inerrant book to rely on,
right.
how can you make fast sweeping statements of, hey, God says in his word to do this? Oh, well, I don't know if that's God speaking there or if that's man, or so why should we do it? So why? And so like, I'm just like a means to the end guy. And maybe this is just my logical brain, but
Sure.
like I have a hard time listening to the book as a whole without like the inerrancy of the whole thing. And I don't know how you feel about that.
Oh, well, first of all, don't get it twisted. I never went to Bible college. I have not read my Bible in years. This is me coming back from what I previously knew.
Yeah.
So I really am so uneducated. I'm sure someone can come and school me and quote unquote prove me wrong. I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Mhm.
I still stand in my belief that like I don't know, what I said is true, and that like
totally.
why
Yeah,
why
yeah.
which I know you guys know that. I've listened to the podcast, so like I don't need to preach to
Yeah.
the choir here.
No.
But that's what I would ask to God.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I feel like it relates back to that though too. I feel like if you get a lot of education, like a lot of scholars of the Bible and of the New Testament aren't really Christians. And like if they are, a lot of them that aren't at least like apologetics, people trying to convince you of the faith. They're
Yeah.
usually quite open-minded about a lot of things because I feel like you can't really study it deeply. Like if you get enough knowledge, you get right back to having no knowledge, because then you're like, or I mean, not no knowledge, but having no understanding, because then you're like, oh, like all of this is not what I was told, and
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
there's so much like just humanness, in history in general.
Definitely. I just think like I remember. So I was playing at Southeast, but I also had a different gig on Sundays at a Methodist church, and they had people in the band that were gay, and that was fine. But I feel like at Southeast that would not have been fine if they were out to everyone on staff. I don't know, and that's like
hmm
whether you like believe it or, I don't know. I don't want to say whether you believe it or not. Like you should let everyone play in the band, but like the Methodist church to me was like, oh yeah, we all love God and we're all here to worship Him, so we should all be able to do that. All of us, not just us cis white people, but like everybody.
Yeah. Dude, that's so cool. No, and like that's one of my biggest regrets that I've talked about on the podcast before, is that like one of the worst things I did, I think, that harmed someone the most was there was a person playing in our band on Sunday that that came dressed as like the opposite gender as they were. Sort of. It wasn't even like a huge thing. It was like they were assigned male at birth, and they were wearing like a little bit of a skirt, like I guess you could have called their shirt a dress. It was like a long shirt and like kind of and like a skirt with like pants underneath that and boots. So they were trans. They I'm pretty sure, I didn't have a super long conversation, but I'm pretty sure that they felt like a woman, and that's like how they were identifying. This was like one of the first times that they had like gone out dressed in public like that, and we told them that they couldn't play. They came to practice and we were like, hey, sorry, like you can stay for service, but you can't be on the band. We can't like have that in a leadership position. So yeah, like that's one of my biggest regrets of church. So no, to answer your question, at Southeast, that definitely would not have been allowed at all for someone to look like to look in any way queer, visibly, outwardly on stage.
Yeah, and I remember being in high school too, and being like, being gay is a sin, but also we gotta love them and then show them the way. At one point, I almost put my Bible in some kid's backpack just to like, while they were.
Really?
I almost did, just so like, I'm not gonna let them see me do it, but maybe they find the Bible and read it, and then like,
oh
figure
no,
it
my
out.
whole life is a lie.
And I'm like, that would have been insane.
Did you listen to the Zach Myers episode?
Like maybe they read like the 2 verses that mention anything about some sort of homosexuality that are like very open to interpretation. Like they just happen to land on those pages out of all the Bible.
I'm glad I did not do that. But Elijah, what was your question?
Oh, did you listen to the Zach Miners episode in season 1?
I don't think so. Hold on, let me just go check and see if I've listened to it. It's not ringing a bell, but
It's all good.
Yeah, he's the one that directed the movie.
oh, then no, I did not. That's
Okay.
definitely not ringing a bell.
I mean, if you
Do you
wanna
mean
talk
Derek
about-
Miners or Myers?
No, not Derek. 2 before that.
Oh, Zach. No, I have not listened to that one.
Okay.
That's one of the ones I have not listened to.
That's a good one to follow up on because jumping the gun just a little bit, but like Zach got plugged into conversion therapy through Southeast.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Is Zach related to Zane Miners?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Word. Anyways,
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say like, hey, like if Sally's definitely not cool with that because
yeah.
like
Oh, for sure.
back when
Didn't they do a whole thing about like everyone's welcome and try to do a whole like LGBTQ community like promo thing? Do you know about this?
Did they?
I mean,
It was probably
Kyle-
after we left, if so.
Kyle's
Must have felt
done and I've not really been there through the whole of Uncle Kyle's reign over the church.
Certainly.
But I know that with a lot of their pushes, they've definitely like tried to stop making people feel as guilty for their sin, which I do appreciate.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, if they're still like shaming people and saying that you have to leave your life of who you are to chase sexual piety or, you know, a homogenous heterosexuality for religious piety, you know, whatever, you know, just this his head straight thing. It doesn't really matter that they're just saying, oh, you can be gay and come here, but God's not going to let you stay like that.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and that's one of the problems I've always had. I feel like a lot of churches, like Southeast, will try to present themselves as progressive, but it's like you're welcome in the door, but I don't know how long you're allowed to stay gay if you're at the church.
Oh,
and
sure,
I'm
yeah.
sure. I mean, I don't know what their exact policies are now, but a lot of churches like that don't allow you to serve, you know, and be in leadership positions if you're still openly queer at all. So
Just insane. Because
yeah,
the
so it's
queer-
not like truly accepting. It's just saying like you
Yeah.
can come in the door like anyone else can.
Yes, the queer people I knew when I was at Southeast were some of the coolest people ever, and to not let them serve is a detriment or like a disrespect to the Christian religion, because like
Yeah,
they're fucking like they're doing it. They're all in. And if you're not willing to see that because they are gay or whatever and what are you doing? I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
yeah.
I don't know. I sound like a
No,
mad
totally.
man.
I know. That's what you mentioned about like going to the Methodist church. That just sparked in my mind when Elijah and I went to Derek's church, Derek Chilton, who was a guest on this podcast one episode early on. And his church is very cool. They have, I think they have 3 pastors. 2 of them are a married lesbian couple. They had us play, and they were like super chill about that. You know, we're like agnostic or atheist or agnostic atheist, and they were like, "Yeah, these guys don't believe in God, but look at this. Look at this. They're serving on the church band, and they're helping us with our service. So
Yeah.
that's awesome."
It
For
was
sure.
fun.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I served at this one church up in Indiana for like 2 years, maybe. They took care of me. It was the best. It was paid, all the stuff. It was incredible, and they were awesome people. I ended up stopping because I ultimately did it for the money, and I didn't feel right about that because it was church. Regardless of how I felt, I was like, this is church. I should not just do it for the money. But yeah, no, they were, I know we never had a conversation about like what I believe or whatever, but like, I think it was very evident because I'd be honest, like, yeah, I went out to the bar last night and I'm kind of hungover today. Sorry. And that's bad, I guess. But also if you're serving the worship team, maybe don't do that. I don't know. I still wrestle with that. But no, but it was still so cool because they were like, yeah, we're just glad you're here. You know, playing drums, leading worship, whatever. We're glad to have you here. You know, you're cool. And then we would talk as like friends. But ultimately, I had to stop playing because I was like, I can't take your all's money, and also I didn't want to drive all the way there for free. So,
Yeah.
respectfully, I will
Cool.
resign.
I mean, that sounds very respectful. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. So, I mean, we've covered a few things already about this, but like, give us a little bit of like your story from being raised in that environment in the same megachurch we were in. I mean, you were there a lot, obviously, on the band every week. Yeah. And then so transitioning to where you are now, both like spiritually, physically, whatever.
Sure. So I was born Catholic, actually. Then around like 3 or 4, I want to say, we went to Southeast. My parents got involved in like a Bible study there. They're we like this place. So then me and my older brother started going there and doing the whole like kid worship stuff. Went there. My brother auditioned for the worship team at Lyft, another old throwback. He got it.
Yes.
And then so I would tag along with him to like rehearsals, whatever. And then I was like, I wanted to do that too. So then as time went on, obviously I started playing drums before then, but then I had a teacher who played drums at Southeast, Mark Brenner, rest in peace. The coolest dude, passed away. That dude rules. And he taught me, I was like, even at a young age, I was like, I want to play on the worship team. What can I do? And he showed me the ropes. His ropes were having me play along to Doobie Brothers songs, which is fucking awesome.
Nice.
Love the Doobie Brothers. But yeah, so then I started playing in the worship team. I think I got on it when I was 13. And then did that till I was 21, I want to say. So a long time.
Yeah.
And then left Southeast, still continued serving at that church in Indiana I was talking about until I was 24, maybe 23. But it was right before I turned 24. I can't remember the last time I played there. But it was around this time of last year. And then I kind of stopped doing the whole church musician thing just for a while because I was like, I just need a break. And then also fell in love with riding bikes. So there's a Sunday group that goes out from Logan Street Market every Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Until whenever. Bikes, Cruise, and Brews. They ride bikes and drink beer.
Nice.
It's a way to connect. It's fucking awesome.
That sounds so
Dude.
amazing.
That's an incredible
so
new
fun.
church tradition.
That is my
Yeah.
church for real. That's so fun. Met some of the coolest people there. I do it with some of my closest friends. Not every Sunday these days, but most Sundays. It's so fucking fun. And like it's a casual ride. I'm not trying to plug them, by the way, but casual.
Are you inviting
ride.
me?
Come on, let's do it. You got a
If
bike?
I get a bike, I'll come.
Get a bike for real. It's awesome.
I think
Logan
I got
Street
one at my
Market.
parents' house.
Get it. I'm telling you, bikes will change your life. It's so much fun. It's whatever you want it to be. It's so much fun. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing now. I mean, yeah, since like leaving the church, that's about it. Because honestly, like I realized now for a long time, especially like later high school, maybe early college, I realized I was only staying because of music. Maybe being in denial about what was happening in my life. I don't know because I was raised in that environment my entire life. But yeah, as soon as I stopped playing music in church, I was like, well, there's no reason to go. And as I say that, it was like the only reason to go on a Sunday if I wasn't playing is because if I don't go, they're gonna notice and see that I'm not. I'm only going to play. So yeah, what's up? Well, go ask Mama. Well, hold on, I'm on the phone. I'll be right up there, okay? I'll be right up there. Sorry, guys.
You're good, man.
Go ask Mama. Go ask Mama. I'm gonna get you some fruit snacks. He wants
Honestly,
fruit snacks.
I love fruit snacks too. I understand.
I do too. Well, go ask.
Oh, he's
Can you
so
go ask
good.
Mama, please? Seiji, can you go ask Mama? Oh, do you want to talk?
You're
Hold
good.
on.
Let's see what he has to say.
It's getting lit. Hold on. Do you want to talk? Come here. If you're gonna be down here, you gotta talk.
Hi.
Hey.
What do you want to say?
Say whatever you want.
fruit snacks.
Me
Yeah.
too. We love fruit snacks.
I want, pizza. I want fruit snacks.
You want a lot of fruit snacks?
You gotta go ask Mama for fruit snacks.
No.
I would love a lot of fruit snacks.
Oh, we got so many fruit snacks
We
upstairs.
love fruit snacks.
Seiji,
Kenny, ask him if he can go bring us some.
can you bring them some fruit snacks? Nice.
We got it. We got the hookup.
Maybe so.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
he's going. You
I
can
hope
see.
so. Yeah.
So, like, we talk a lot, obviously, because you've listened to the podcast about like our issues with the church and like with our opinions about God being like two completely separated things. And so,
Yeah.
you know, obviously, like, we're totally with you, like, about the whole, you know, if you want to talk about like Southeast or just like the culture of the church as a whole, like, totally understand it's in a really weird and toxic place right now. But a lot of people would say like, well, that shouldn't affect your relationship with God. And so like, I hear where you're coming from with the worship team stuff. Where has your opinions about God or relationship with him? Like where do you land? Maybe where were you like in high school versus where you are now?
I don't know, dude. I think that I ultimately put everything that I knew about like God into the worship team.
Yeah.
And to expand on that into the people in leadership on the worship team. Like the worship leaders and interns, whatever.
RP.
No, you kind of spoke on this on a podcast. Yeah. RIP. But now it was like, okay, I need to do these things because they will appreciate it, and I can keep playing. Or they're doing and I think they're cool, so I'm gonna do it too. And then the mass exodus of the staff when that happened, I was like left with an identity crisis. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I don't really know if I was ever a Christian per se, because like, I was baptized and like believed in God, but like for real, as soon as they left, it was like, oh, well, what now? And then at that point, like people leaned on the volunteers for leadership, which is fine. I was happy to do it, but I was like, why am I doing this? I don't know what's going on. And that really affected me. Even to this day, I need to go to like a certain type of therapy for that, I guess. I don't know. But like, cause I still talk to all those people every now and then, but I thought when they were leaving, I was like, oh, well, yeah, I'll still talk all the time. It's going to be cool. But the reality is, no, I did not. And for a long time, I took that personally. I was like, they just never cared about me. Blah, 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 therefore, God doesn't care about me, which is not true. I don't know what I believe these days, but like, they are not a reflection of God for any like Christian listeners here. Like, if anyone's in a similar situation, like people are not a reflection of God, but I understand. I don't know, but like, yeah, for me, it was really tough because we got so tight, and then all of a sudden, like we just like weren't tight anymore.
Overnight, almost, it feels like.
Oh yeah, no, it did, and that for me, where I was at in life, that was a very like developmental point in my life, because that was like early college, maybe middle college, but still like developmental. And and they would never know this, so I don't blame them for moving on. It's fucking awesome. They do what's best for them and their families, but like they were kind of a rock I leaned on in hard times. I thought it was God, and maybe it was to a certain point. I don't know, but I think it was mostly those people that were like core mentors to me, and then all of a sudden, like they weren't there. And that shit sucked. I still talk about that, like, and how much that bothered me. Not that they left, like, to do what's best for them. That's awesome. I understood that then. I know it now. But in that moment, it was like, oh, I'm but a pawn in this like worship experience. So then, I was really left with like identity crisis, because I was like, what is happening? What have I ever believed? Because like I did all these things and then like prayed and worshiped hard. And I would never have admitted it then, but now I'll be like, yeah, it was probably to impress people, and be like, again, he should be on the team because he's worshiping hard. I don't think that I believed that then. I think I really believed I was worshiping, God and stuff, but like that had to play a factor into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Collier and Simon, do you think a whole like worship team deconstructed because Ryan Post left?
Slightly, yeah, dude. Yeah,
I'm not even being funny. I'm asking genuinely. Do you think that they did?
Well, because I mean, I want to. If he happens to listen to this, then like, of course
he's not coming on now.
Of course you. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, of course you move on or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have like left the church, because obviously, I mean, I'm glad he got out of that toxic church.
Yeah, no, nothing against Ryan,
especially with the way the band was. But yeah, I mean, well, with us and Tom, this is 4 people now who are very, very devoted to him and to the church and to the band. Yeah. Potentially. I mean, and not to blame it all on him, but like that entire time was tumultuous because, like you said, Simon, there was a big like exodus.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big thing on all of us for sure.
I don't think we can even blame him whatsoever, because he was fucking awesome at what he did. He rallied the troops. He had told me that when he came on staff, they said you can either pay one band to play every weekend, or you can get volunteers. And he opted into having volunteers to play because he wanted to grow people up, which is fucking incredible, because he could have easily just like found great, astounding players to have a great worship setting. But there were plenty of times when people sucked, and there's beauty in that. Like,
I sucked.
Shut up.
Yeah.
My freshman year, I did.
He let both of us on so young, and like the reason was because he wanted to like grow us up into like strong, good, well-rounded people.
Yeah, which is fucking incredible. And like to the day I die, I rep Ryan Post. That dude's awesome.
Totally. Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in probably about a year, but man, dude fucking rules. But definitely when he left, things fell apart. And I think he left because Southeast was doing some weird shit, and he was trying to get out of there.
They were. No, that's the thing, is they wanted him to change. They wanted him to be less genuine and more about. Which is, in my opinion, they're still chasing like Elevation. They're still trying to become that. They want to be Hillsong. Sure. They want to be Elevation, and Ryan was never about that. He was about the small moments and the genuine breathing into people. So
definitely. So I'm eternally grateful for like him and Jeff, and like Jordan. Those dudes, like they really like shaped me for the musician I wanted to be. I don't know, and if anything else, they gave me a lot of self-confidence in life, which is more than I could ever ask for. To them, I have no complaints. But same with Rob Mays. Shout out Rob Mays. Rob Mays. I bet he listens to this podcast. I guarantee you
he might. I bet.
I hope he does. That dude fucking rules. Yeah. They did him dirty. Because he was literally the best sound engineer of all time.
Professional.
Shouldn't say that, but honestly, he could do any show he wanted to.
Yeah,
he is.
I don't know how much. I don't know how much he was getting paid at the church, but he was definitely underpaid.
Underpaid, but also disrespected because he
overworked.
Overworked, and he didn't look the part. And then You can go back and look. When he left, all the tech volunteers dropped because he did something no one else could, and he met the kids where they were, and he had all the outcasts. That's what it was. The kids that couldn't fit in with the band, they didn't dress the same because he didn't dress the same. He didn't dress like Ryan.
You're right. You're right. They were like scared of him because he would cuss. He would like he one time I was the little like pure like tiny.
I thought he was a dick, but now in like hindsight.
Yeah, he one time I was like in his car setting up something just like at the block, and he just like was like, "Hey, you know about Marilyn Manson?" Marilyn Manson. Yeah, he was like just showing me pictures of him and just like randomly just talking to me about this weird guy, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, he would do that, and he would cater to the outcasts and the people who weren't like as clean and like didn't look the part.
Yeah, and like that rubbed me the wrong way when I realized what was happening because like the church would preach, it's not about how you look, it's about, you know, how you are as a human. And I thought that Rob at the time, I can't speak for now, Rob. I don't know. I haven't talked to Rob in a while, but like at least then, like Rob was down and he was like a good Christian dude, and he was like ministering to people, but because he wore baggy ass jeans and like stupid sweatshirts, he was disregarded. And he was like, I'm telling you all, this is what we need to do for the students. And then no one listened to him.
Yeah. And he was blunt too. And like,
blunt, and that's
one thing,
everybody.
The church does not like blunt people. They want flowery language and scripture based language or whatever. Like they don't like someone who just tells you what they think.
Exactly.
And we were part of the trendy worship team people, flaky and flowery. And like when he like saw right through that to like who I was directly, I'm like, oh shit.
It's intimidating.
It did. Yeah. That's why I thought he was a dick. It's not because he was. It's just like, hey, I'm not gonna deal with this. It's just we're gonna talk about what's actually going on here. And I'm like, oh God. Someone sees through it.
I remember one of the first times he talked to me. It was right when he got hired on. All he said to do was to tune the floor tom. He said, go around a quarter turn and tighten it. Just a quarter turn. And it's not my drum set. That is the church's drum set. But me at the time, I guess I had a big head. And I was like, who are you telling me what to do with the drums? But he was just like, hey, can you do this for me? And then walked away. And like, obviously in hindsight, I see like, that's a sound dude, like, trying to get the best sound. He's not being an asshole. And also I was the asshole for not knowing the drum sounded like shit. So like, what are you doing? So, like, I don't know. I have nothing but love for all those dudes. But yeah, like I was kind of saying, as soon as they left, it was like it changed dramatically. And I think you can still look at it. I've checked out the HSM Instagram and stuff every now and then, and it's just different. It's not what we came up in, which could be fine. I haven't looked into it. Maybe it's awesome, but like, man, I think we came up in a golden era. And for me, I put a lot of my eggs in that basket, so to speak, and like put my faith in people instead of God. And then when they left, it was like, oh, I have no faith anymore because I worshipped these people, so to speak. And now I don't know what to do. And it's kind of where I'm at now, I guess. I don't know. But also, like, I still, like, think about stuff I heard in sermons, and I'm like, I don't agree with that. So, like, I don't know. I might believe in God, I guess, but also I can't say. Ow, you stabbed me.
Yeah.
No, in my sword.
No, I mean that's really interesting, and that makes total sense too. That like you found basically all your faith in those people, and I don't think that's like you being stupid. I think that it's really, really easy to do, especially with the way that the evangelical church and especially the mega churches are set up. Is like, no matter how hard they try, it almost becomes like personality based worship and like cult of personality type of things where you like you're so in on the leader
Definitely. Yeah. It's especially being a kid and
Yeah.
like coming up with like, because like I said, I was 13 when I started playing the worship team, and like for me, Ryan was a constant in my life. He was always there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was hyping me up, and like if I was like worshiping, like, I saw you worshiping out there. It was awesome. So like, naturally, I'm like, oh, let me keep doing that. Ryan's cool as hell. I'm a child.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not saying I don't do that to kids. There's no solution for my problem that I can bring to the table, because like what I'm saying is like people hype me up for these types of things and they left, and I was like, oh, what do I do? But everyone's different. Like
Mm-hmm.
certain people will be like, I needed that at the time. Now I'm going to go on mission somewhere. I don't know. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? I feel
No,
like,
totally. Yeah.
does that make sense? I don't know. I'm gonna listen to this podcast back.
Yeah,
You're a
yeah.
fucking
No, I get you. And like I like you're saying that you're not saying that your solution, you have a solution for how that could have gone differently in your life. And I think that's a lot of times there isn't necessarily a solution or something that the church did like incredibly wrong or they could like easily fix. It's just happens, and I don't know. I don't think it has to necessarily be like a huge failure of God or a huge failure of the church or something like that. Like it just, sometimes everyone
Certainly.
has different personalities, everyone has different beliefs too, and I think there's an arguments to be had on both sides of whether we choose our belief or not. But
Yeah,
I feel like we don't have like full conscious control over that, and sometimes we just don't like
definitely.
believe.
And there's no
Yeah.
solution I can bring to like I was kind of getting at earlier. Like I'm not gonna go be like, you mentors don't like tell kids they're doing a good job for worshiping, because they're gonna fall in love with you, and then when you
Mhm.
inevitably leave that church, they're gonna freak out. And that's not what I'm saying. It's just there's no solution, but that's what happened to me.
Sure.
And yeah, I don't know. It was wild. Has been wild. It took me a long time to like come to grasps with it.
Yeah, yeah. So you were saying that you're leaving the church that was, I guess, pretty recent, right? In the last couple of years.
Yeah. Well, so to actually physically leaving the church, yes. When my heart left, I don't even know when that was.
Mhm.
I feel like around like 20-ish, so it's like 5 years ago. But so yeah, I guess within the last couple of years, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I think it all stems back to kind of what I was talking about with the Southeast thing. It's like, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this. And then I remember one instance, dated a girl who was on staff at a church. Will not name names. And that like really turned me off even more, because I was like, this is like, because I was a critical volunteer at that church.
Mhm.
And she got on staff, and so we theoretically could have played together every weekend. And for some reason, I was turned off by it, because I was like, "Oh, this would be what would happen. Like, this is like the dream for certain people, like to play music with their partners." But I don't want to. I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to play music with my partner. This is my thing. And like for the longest time, my mom was telling me like, you need to find a girl that rides bikes and date a girl that rides bikes. And I was like, Mom, it's my thing. I don't want to date a girl that rides bikes. Like, what are you doing? For drums, I'm like, I don't want to be a competition. Not that like music is a competition if you're dating someone, but like for me, I'm like, I know that I would be competitive with it and then try to be better, and that's toxic because it's not about that. And same with bikes too. Yeah, I don't even know what that.
I can affirm that. Like the first time I started like dating a girl who wasn't like major into music is when my relationship started going well, and I'm still with her to this day.
Yeah, like you have your things that you do
Yeah.
aside from each other. It's awesome. Like at that time, music was all I had. That's all I did. And then to like, I hate to say it, but to share that with someone, I was like, I don't want to share with you.
Especially
I
in like a
don't.
competitive environment, like it would be like dating a coworker and you're both like vying for a raise.
Kind of, yeah. Kind of, and like, I don't know. Also, I just like didn't want to play every Sunday with this person. I was like, I just didn't. It was nice to have my freedom in the green room and just like cut up without having to feel like I needed to like hang out with that person. That was probably my own brain, but still, like it's like, oh, that's my partner at the time. I need to like hang out with him. But I was like, I don't want to play with you because I'm gonna want to do that. I want to cut up with like John Bazanis, who rules.
Actually,
Crazy.
he's like a big Trumpy, so I mean, I don't think so. But
I know,
okay, anyways.
I know. I've been taking lessons from him for a while. I recently stopped, not because of the Trumpy thing. But I love
Guys,
that
I'm
spy
sorry.
kid.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Although he is a killer jazz pianist.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's got to smoke hella weed. He's got to smoke hella weed. He looks stoned all the time. I'm sure he doesn't. And if he listens to this, I'm sure he does not listen
It's
to
a
this
natural.
podcast. It's got to be natural. But also, I'm like,
Some kind of natural weed.
You got to be stoned. I don't know.
Yeah. What types of? I don't know. I guess. So you left church spiritually or like in your heart around 20, and then like physically not too long ago because you were playing at the church that was paying you, and yeah. Since then, I guess, or within that time, what has kind of either kept you away or attracted you to the faith and church in general? Like whichever way it's gone, I guess.
Yeah. Nothing like kept me away per se. I just think that I found my community elsewhere. Like that bike group I was talking about. I feel like I'm in a therapy session. I guess like why I left like Southeast and stuff is because I had a community and it left, and then I was searching for it. But then I found it with my bike group. People that like to me genuinely care about me, and they're not going to ask me, "How's your heart?
Yeah.
How are you doing?" Which is a fine question, but in the religious sense, that's like to me, how's your relationship with God? Or at least it leads into that. And it's like, dude, like, can you just ask me how I'm doing?
Yeah. Without like the kind of like undertone of judgment too.
Yeah,
right.
That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many countless like coffee talks or breakfast sessions that I've had with people where it's fucking awesome. We're cutting up and I'm excited to be hanging out with these mentors of mine. And then it leads into, so how's your heart? Out of nowhere. I'm just like, dude, can we like, can you call me on the phone and ask me that? Or can we just like hang out like and be friends? Can we just do that? Like one or the other, please? I don't know. So I guess I get triggered off of that evidently for my random outbursts. But I guess when I found my community with other things, I was like, oh, this is like more rewarding to me because like it seems like these people actually care, or I can tell people my problems without them being like, can I pray for you? Which is fine.
Yeah.
I these days I appreciate the sentiment. If someone's like, can I pray for you? I'm like, cool. You got a cool mindset. Thank you. But I guess when I was leaving, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? That's not what I need right now. I just need you to listen to me. And maybe I've either hardened my heart more or
Like
grew
Pharaoh.
up a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, I guess to answer the question for real this time, the community I found outside of church kind of kept me away from church. Because I've done the post-church lunches. I've done the pre-church coffees. I get more satisfaction from the outside of church hangouts than being in the church setting. It's all so fake to me. I don't know. Like everyone is trying to impress everyone with their faith and how pure they are. When it's like, no, you're fucking not that pure, dude. Like, we all have the same thoughts. Like to the dudes, I'm like, you fucking watch porn, dude. Don't sit there and lie.
Everyone did.
Dude, everyone did, myself included.
But we all gotta try to pretend that we're not, or talk about our struggle and then pray for each other.
Which is fine in that sentiment. I wrestle with like, pray for your struggle, but it's like sometimes that's not good enough. Sometimes you need to like actually ask for help. If you want to stop watching porn, seek something. Seek something. Hello. That's a cool dinosaur.
Listen, he's got an important message to bring
cool
every
dinosaur.
time he comes up.
Oh,
you
I
know,
see.
Triceratops, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but
yes.
no, that completely makes sense.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
like,
He's upstairs. No, he's upstairs. Well, I'm on the phone. I'm almost done. Okay. I'll be right there. He's upstairs. Please don't edit this out on the podcast.
No,
This
no,
would be
it's gonna
awesome.
stay.
Just the silence.
No, of course.
but we know why.
But
Yeah,
so
you know why.
what I was getting
Come on,
to though
buddy.
too was that your story, shows how much you value community, and like that's what I'm getting from you so much is like that's such a huge thing for you is community, and so you found that with the biker group, with that community that you launched into, and you've touched on it a little bit, but like what would I guess be the main differences you'd say between that community, the community that was promised versus like the reality of it in the church, and like how it's different now that you found it outside.
I'll repeat the question in T-minus 10 seconds. Hold on.
You good?
You need help? What's wrong? I told you he's upstairs. He's upstairs. He's in the toy box. He's in the toy box. He's in the box upstairs. You gotta look for him. No, he's in the box upstairs, I promise. He's in the box upstairs. You gotta pee? Well, ask Mama to open the door. No, ask Mama to open the door. Sage, ask Mama to open the door. Go open. All right, he's about to pee his pants. Hold on, can I be right back? We can cut this out if I can.
I gotta go to work soon, anyways.
Oh,
So
shit.
yeah, I'm working nights now.
Sage, go ask Mama to open the door. Hold on.
Go let him pee real quick
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
come
yeah.
back. Yeah.
Be right back.
2 seconds.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good, man.
You're good. No, yeah. Well, so yeah, we gotta wrap up quick. I was just saying, like,
Word.
if you want to say just like a little bit about like what's the main takeaways, I guess, from the community that was promised in the church like, versus the reality of what it was, and how that then differed from the community that you found now outside of it.
Sure. It seemed like in the church, my community was the worship team. And so long as I performed and continued to play drums, they were my friends. And my own evidence shows, like based on my experience, as soon as I left, people that were hitting me up to get coffee and breakfast, as soon as I left, they just stopped talking to me. Even after multiple times of me texting them, asking them to hang out, not asking them to buy me stuff, just to hang out. No response.
Yeah.
Whereas outside of the church, I'm like, yo, y'all want to like hang out and grab a beer, or grab coffee, or grab a coffee, ride bikes, grab a beer afterwards? It's like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And those people I can like talk to, not like, well, some people I can talk about anything with, but most of them, like, I can at least like be like, oh man, my life, it's crazy right now. Oh man. And if anything else, they'll be like, oh, well, you got this. Even that seems genuine because they don't know me as well as other people would. But even just the you got this is like enough for me to get by, if that makes sense. Whereas like in the church, like these people knew me or knew what I like portrayed myself to be, but I would express my problems. And I guess that was the church's way of saying you got this by saying like, oh, let me just pray for you. which is fine, I guess, in itself. But I don't. The thing that rings or hits home for me is like the moment I stopped playing was the moment people stopped talking to me. After years of being there longer than some people have been on staff,
Yeah.
and like known people for years, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're my friend. Yeah, you're my bro," and then just like not being there anymore. And frankly, I don't want them to be there anymore because I'm sure that like now all they do is like be like, "Oh, what's your life like?" in a belittling way because I'm going to share my feelings and then and share my life, and they're going to be like, "Well, you should just come back to church, man." I'm like, "No, I don't want to." And it's going to be a stupid ass conversation that's going to get nowhere. And again, I think my heart is hardened from it. Actually, I at the beginning of this podcast, I said I moved past a lot of things. I don't think I have. I think I have pushed it down.
Yeah, I mean, it's still relatively new, you know? I mean, you spent like the percentage of your life that you spent not only being in church and going to church, but dedicated and volunteering and leadership, like was a large percentage. It's not going to
You're just not actively upset right now.
Yeah, which I mean, that's growth, that's progress, you know, from being
I suppose so. Yeah. I suppose it got wild for a time. Several personal outbursts. But I mean, it's no one's fault. It's life in itself, I guess, as far as like the people leaving the church and then doing their thing. But like the one thing I can't get behind is like, yeah, if you are the church, we were friends, and you just don't talk to me anymore because I stopped playing drums. That tells me everything that we had before was a lie. I understand that life is busy. I guess where I'm coming from is that if we were friends, you could have just said, "Hey, life is wild right now." But just kind of circle back, that makes it seem that like when I was playing drums, I was just like an assignment of like, okay, Tuesday the 21st, you're taking an assignment out to breakfast. Gotcha. Cool. I'm doing it. So that's kind of how I feel like an assignment. To make sure
quote that Collier. Quote that. Socials,
yeah, for real.
We're quoting that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a big problem, and that's like a lot of very strong evidence too, just from your personal story. Like that's hard to argue with that. You know, just the sheer facts of who was texting you and who was going out with you before and after you stopped playing. That's a pretty damning report, honestly, which sucks. Like I hate that for you. And
it's okay. What I don't want, I don't know if anyone's listening. I don't want anyone to like text me now and be like, "Oh, I heard the podcast and I want to get breakfast." Please don't do that. Please don't.
You are marking yourself. We know. Don't even lie.
I will simply not respond. But maybe I will actually. Maybe it would be good. Who knows?
Call him out, boy.
Yeah. No, if you get like 10 texts after this airs, like let us know. That'd be so funny.
I will. I'll let you know for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know. Well, thanks for wrapping up. This is really fun.
Yeah. No, this was so fun. I would love to talk to you more, man. I mean, I just like it feels great to reconnect with you again. It's been a long time, and so yeah, I'd love to reconnect.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've been on this for a while.
Yeah. Oh shit.
We've been going. How long's the runtime? Do you have a
95 minutes right now.
Okay, is that about normal for you guys?
Yeah, it's about normal.
Okay,
about an hour and a half. Yeah.
Okay, word.
Well, Simon, it has been an absolute pleasure. When Collier's back in town, or if we're in New York ever, we're all three gonna hang out, go do some karaoke.
100%.
For sure. Yeah, holler at me.
You can join our post-worship album, our ex-evangelical worship album.
Let's go. I'm down. Well, sorry if I sound like an idiot on this podcast.
No, not at all.
I'm speaking.
Yeah.
Excited.
No, it's incredible.
I was speaking freely. Yeah.
All right. Well, we love you, dear listeners. Thanks for joining us, Simon.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Talk to you later.